Hello, Internet. I'm Joe.
And?
Oh, is that us? I just assumed you got two fucking assholes to replace us and to do this all the time. Because when I heard the show last week, some fucker said, I'm Eric, and another guy was, I'm Ike, so I just figured I didn't have to fucking talk anymore and show up.
Hey, those guys, when you guys decided to cut out on me, the other Ike and other Eric,
I gave you at least 27 hours notice that I was leaving.
Yeah. What about you, Ike, giving me 10 minutes notice?
I gave you more than 10 minutes, and you were like, you go enjoy yourself. I'm like, you know what, fuck it. I will cancel the plan so I can be there because this show's important. And you're like, no.
I don't remember that conversation.
I won't give you any shit about it.
I remember
so
Ike saying,
oh, well, if Joe's like not going to give me a shit about it, then I won't feel so bad about it. Yeah, I knew that.
No, that's not what I remember. This is what I remember. It was a cold day, and everyone left me, and then I thought, who can help me do the show? And I looked through my Facebook feed, and who did I find? A person named Eric and Ike from the Top Dead Center podcast, and they did a spectacular fucking job. I was so happy.
Well, if they did so good, why don't you have them back?
Well, yeah. The beauty of it is I wouldn't have to change a thing. Like, they have the archetypes down. They know what's going on. They did an excellent job. So I just hats off to those guys. After the show ended, I had nothing but compliments to say. So I just
real talk though.
You.
Real talk.
You
You think you can find someone named Joe and then just have them do the podcast for us?
that would be amazing, actually. Could we do that?
Never bring it up. Never bring it up.
Well,
see how just have them like have at least a cursory knowledge of the podcast and the canon of the podcast, and just continue on and see how long it takes people to figure out that it's not the three of us.
I think they could do it. The creepy part is
you're assuming that people would be upset that it might not be the three of us. Maybe people wouldn't say anything just because the podcast got better and they were
fine.
I don't think people would be upset. They would just be like, well, it's like season 2. It's like when an actor gets replaced in a different season of something, and you're like, that's the same guy, but he does
the mom from Fresh Prince got replaced.
Right, yeah. Or the black guy on New Girl, he got replaced, and there was just like a tiny nod to him, like, oh yeah, it's our other black friend. Boom, new guy, and everybody's like, okay, that's cool. They can do
every black character on The Walking Dead.
Anyway, it was an interesting time. If you guys want to participate in the show, you can. Go to justcoolenough.com/live. Join the live chat room. We got Blazers. We got Brady. We got cosplaying as Eric. There's a guy named cosplaying as Eric. And then we have Eric. So the gang's all here. Go join the live chat room. Be part of the madness. But another thing that I wanted to promote on this week's show is a new competition. You guys ready for this?
Does it involve catching Pokemon? Because I'm really good at that.
It's not at all related to Pokemon Go at all. This new competition is going to be happening every week on the show, and the only thing you have to do to enter this competition is share something on Facebook that is a Just Cool Enough post. It can be the show, it could be a post that we're just talking about Burnout the game, or something that Ike is promoting for you to donate money to somewhere. If you share it, you're automatically in the running each week to win a possibly awesome Steam key.
Now, what if they share more than one thing? Do they get more than one entry?
Sure, yeah, why not? I mean, I just made that up as we go, because that's the whole show. Sure. If you're sharing more, you have a better chance, because I'm going to take all the names of people that share. It's a very easy way to get it through Facebook Insights, and I'm just going to pick a random one.
What if I retweet something Just Cool Enough tweeted?
No, that doesn't count.
So
it's
just
only through
Facebook.
Just Facebook.
Right.
We're going full Facebook, guys, so go like the show on Facebook. We've gotten a bunch of new likes this week because of crossover audience, and also I put $5 towards our show, so it actually got promoted. Speaking of that, if you want to help the show grow, why not give us a little bit of your money? It's easy. Just go to PayPal and give us your money. It's great. JustCoolEnough.com. Hit the donate button. We have people that donate $2 a show or $2 a month, which is really all we're asking for.
And you know that ALS Ice Bucket Challenge? They finally said that some of that money actually helped possibly find the gene to help, cure ALS. I'm just thinking, if they can do that with all the ice bucket money, think of what we could do with a couple bucks if everyone donated.
We can finally start that for-profit college we've always talked about.
The breast detection college, yeah.
All of them, yeah. We could do all the experiments with science and physics, baby, and
the dolphins.
The dolphins, all of our great ideas can come to fruition.
I think the Dolphins are in on it with Trump. I think they're together.
Oh my gosh, we have to explore that.
No, the Dolphins are definitely Bernie or bust people.
They swam out of the convention center just recently. Anyway, so yeah, check us out on Facebook. Very simple. All you have to do is share a Just Cool Enough post, and puts you automatically in the running for a free, possibly awesome Steam key. Ike?
Yes, sir.
We have one email this week to.
We always have one email, but it's usually so-and-so stopped donating to Just Cool Enough. What's it this week? Let's find out.
This week is.
Can I just say I have a Pokemon problem while it loads up? It's very slow loading. I have a Pokemon problem. I'm level 25. This game is becoming a problem for me.
Dude, I'm catching up. I'm level 22 now.
I haven't
Fuck you guys.
Aside from doing
I
the show.
I was in the motherland, okay? I mentioned this in the pre-show. Lures for days, all over the place. But my Pokemon fucking eats up my battery. My goddamn external battery charges me maybe 30% if I'm not playing Pokemon Go. And I needed my phone to communicate with people, so I couldn't play. I played a little Wednesday, but all fucking weekend in the Promised Land, the best fucking place I could have ever imagined to play Pokemon, Comic-Con, I fucking couldn't play it. Everyone else is playing for days, catching all the shit. And I got days. Yeah, they're playing all day, every day, and I can't. So fuck you guys.
So before I read this, just since we're on it, you were not in the Promised Land. I found Pokemon Heaven, and I was there. It was Pokemon Hell for a while, and it turned into Pokemon Heaven. Going to Central Park in New York City, there are stops every 5 feet. There were so many Pokemon, but the problem was that the servers that day were down. Now, my fiance and I brought an external battery with us. We bought a second external battery at Best Buy while we were there. We blew through all of our battery power before the servers came back online fully. But that night, right before we left, we went to Union Square in New York, and there were like eight Pokestops like crunched in together, and there were guys who were for free that night giving out free bottles of water and putting lures down. They were like, we are putting lures down every Wednesday night, all night long, the entire rest of the summer. You just have to show up, and they will, because they're like a little gaming society, they will just be putting lures out all night. And there were so many Pokemon coming through these lures, but we had already burned through most of our battery that we ended up having to go to a Starbucks nearby, and we still couldn't get enough battery power. So we were running, and we had to catch a train. So we were running around trying to catch as many as we can before we leave. It was amazing.
This is absolutely insane. That definitely sounds like the Promised Land.
When it's working. When it's working.
Yeah, of course. Well, we all know that everything we say about Pokemon Go comes with a little asterisk when the servers are working or when you have enough battery. Yeah. I just want to give a shout out to cosplaying as Eric in the chat room. Says he grinded 47,000 XP this morning just on Pidgeys. So that takes a lot of time. Wow. No, that's impressive stuff. And Brady's always linking some really good stuff. For as far as Pokemon Go knowledge bombs in our chat room now. So I don't know what he linked, but I'm going to go check it out as soon as the show's over. So if you want to get into the live chat room, you can. JustCoolEnough.com/live. The show records live every week at 6:30 Eastern Time. That's 3:30 Pacific.
I might throw myself under the bus on this one. I'm 99% sure Brady actually donated some gave us some games.
Wrong.
Games
You're wrong.
No?
Well, I mean, Brady probably did that at one point, but that's not who did it this week.
No. I mean, I don't mean like Steam keys. Like a listener of ours gave me some stuff during the Steam sales a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah. I think that was Jack also.
That's right. That was Jack.
His email.
Jack said, got these mystery packs at GMG. Take them, use them as you see fit. And he has a whole bunch of different rooms. Different rooms with different keys.
Now read each key individually out on air. Don't do that. Seriously, don't do that. So yeah, he stocked us up, and he's got this thing. He's totally got us started for the giveaway. So just make a share happen on Facebook, and you'll be part of the giveaway. Guys, how was your week? I especially want to hear from both of you since I had to get replacement you guys last week. So how was your week? We'll start with Ike.
Well, I went to the place in New York. That was a blast, and when it did work, it made up for the end of the day. We're just sad that the whole thing didn't work, and I definitely, when the servers become more stable, want to go back to New York. And other than that, I've spent almost every waking moment out catching Pokemon. I've been cheating a little bit.
Ooh.
I've been using Pokevision.com because it's super helpful, and it kind of gives you like up to. It puts a timer under World Spawn so that you can go out and find Pokemon near you. And some people are like, this is cheating. And I might agree because I wouldn't find some of these Pokemon unless I knew they were there. Like, I wouldn't go walking in these areas. But at the same time, I'm like, well, Niantic can't get their shit together and fix their Poke Tracker. Then, for now, I'm going to continue doing it this way until I can go out and hunt them the right way.
I feel like I'm feeling a lot of the people talking about street justice to Niantic. They're like, hey, this tracker's not working correctly. We're using Pokevision.
Yep.
Like I lost out on a war tile because I couldn't hatch my egg or something. So I'm driving around at 15 miles an hour. Like these people, it's street justice. They're Pokemon street justice right there.
But like I haven't fired up. I've had people over the past couple weeks be like, "Hey, we're gonna get together tonight. We're gonna go like play some Overwatch. Everyone in?" And like everyone but me checks in, and they're like, "Ike, are you coming?" I'm like, "I can't. I'm out catching Pokemon. Like I put in some serious footwork because I don't like driving around if I can help it. But
it's not in the spirit of the game to do that.
But again, I'm also not opposed to looking at Pokevision to see what's near me to go run off and get by foot. So. That's what I've been doing, collecting Pokemon. I think I have like somewhere around, in terms of collection, I think I have 107 out of the 140, whatever.
Wow, I don't know. Yeah. I'm somewhere in the 70s, I think.
I power leveled today with a bunch of Pidgeys and whatnot to level 25. 108.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty busy week, and you're becoming a Pokemaster.
Well, I've been burning. Literally, like I look like I've been working out in the fields because
and you shaved your head. Whoa! When did that happen?
That happened this past weekend because this coming weekend is my engagement shoot. We're going out and having engagement photos taken, and my fiance wasn't super keen on having green hair in the photos.
So she just wants enough hair to make your head have some little bit of hair.
Yeah. Well, we shaved off all the green without shaving it all the way down. I didn't actually go bald this time. It's just super low. And I guess the last thing I'll throw out is we didn't go to Australia this summer because my fiance unfortunately got laid off from her job, and she was offered a job today.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah, it's bittersweet because it's 2 hours away, which means we'll probably have to move.
Hey, moving, that's just an opportunity to make new friends. Good.
Or
That's
lose
great.
all my old ones. Yeah.
You won't lose them. The good one, make new friends, but keep the old. Some are silver and the others are gold. Ike, don't you remember
some
that?
Some are bronze and some of them are like copper.
Some are copper and others are...
You don't remember that one? That's the extra line. Yeah.
That's the second verse.
Yeah.
Make more friends and keep some others. Some are copper and others suck. So that's...
any way you look at it, you lose.
You lose. Eric, please tell me about how your week was. It looked amazing on the Facebook.
Well, that's how things go on Facebook. They always look more amazing. No, I got to go to my first Comic-Con. The end. About sometime about a week before Comic-Con, the week before Comic-Con, I found it's been kind of in the works for a while now, but I do a lot of stuff at the Nerdist School. I'm on a sketch team and an improv team over there, and they like going around to these conventions, especially ones where the Nerdist has a presence, and setting up a booth and just spreading the good word about the Nerdist School and all that stuff. And that was the case this year. and we did that. We went off to the Nerdist had their whole thing at Petco Park, which is the baseball stadium. There's like a stone's throw away from the convention center that was free for everybody, and it was a really fun event. And we had a tiny little booth inside there where we were promoting the Nerdist School. We were giving away stickers. We were giving away buttons. But only if you signed up for the newsletter or followed us on Instagram or Twitter, because that's how you get it.
Wait, can I still get one of those? How do I get one?
Well, we're running low on buttons, we got a shitload of stickers still.
Can I have a sticker so I can put it on the back of my NVIDIA Shield when I'm out playing Pokemon?
You just got to come to my house, I guess.
Don't tempt me. I might do something crazy like that.
I know that's been in the works for a while, and it never comes to fruition. But yeah, so it was kind of like very last minute when I finally got the word that I was actually going to go there. And luckily, my friends of the show, Eric and Kyle from the Donut Boys, were both going. It just happened to be going there as well, so I was able to ride down and back with them. And so
wait, hold on. Every one of you fit in a little Fiat 500.
Yeah. What? There was just me, Eric, and Kyle.
What about luggage and stuff?
Well, we didn't have a lot. I mean, we fit most of it in the back, and then a little bit in this side seat, because it's a four-seater, so it wasn't terrible. It was actually pretty good. Fiat, for being a two-door tiny little car, has actually got a lot of room inside of it. It's not bad. But yeah, I rode down there and got to work the booth and give away pins and stuff and do the spiel. And then when I wasn't there, I got to walk the show floor. And it's fun because I'd never been. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't get to do any panels. The strangest thing about being there, I think, is that I knew less about what was happening at Comic-Con than anyone else. Like I found out about the new trailers for like Justice League and Doctor Strange and all that stuff later, like when I got home, because I was busy all the time. But I didn't go crazy buying stuff, but I did get something I was really happy with. I don't know if you guys saw my Instagram, but I got this book on Hare Krishna. The religion. So if you're interested, I did get this book there. A nice Hare Krishna monk talked to me about it when I was waiting for a friend, and I felt bad, and he gave me the book, and then I gave him like $5 because I wanted him to go away. And also I was fascinated.
Oh my God.
I was fascinated because the book was free. Like he gave me the book for free, and then he's like, "We accept donations." So I was like, "Well, I want to take this book," and it's a big book. It's like 800 pages. It's almost 800 pages. I was like, I'm not going to just take this book and not give you nothing. Also, please leave me alone. And also, I didn't think Hare Krishna was still a thing. So it was all fascinating. But honestly, what I was most proud of is this fucking backpack.
For the listeners at home, it is a giant Boba Fett head shaped as a backpack. Holy crap, that's cool.
Yeah, it's a backpack with Boba Fett's helmet on it, and it's awesome. And it was $30. It was just me and Kyle walking around the show floor Thursday, and I just saw this backpack. I was like, that's a cool backpack. And then I saw a little sticky note that said $29.99, and I was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna buy that backpack for $30. That's crazy. I expected to pay like double that.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, okay. First off, it's crazy that you got a giant Star Wars backpack. $30 actually seems like a good deal.
That's a reasonable price for a regular backpack.
Yeah, I'm programmed to believe that is a good deal. I don't know if it actually is, but it seems like a cool thing.
Every time I think I'm going to buy a new backpack, they're always most backpacks are $30 to $60 that I want, So I was pretty happy with this.
I got a new backpack too. It's a big solar power one.
I
charge my cell phones while I'm playing Pokemon Go.
I've thought about getting stuff like that.
It's really nice. It has a camel pack basically, and I can charge. It's a 7. I don't know, 7. Can't be 7 amps. I don't know. I don't remember what it was. 7 watts. Duh. 7 amp backpack. Yeah, I'm super. Anyway, keep going, Eric. Keep going.
Well, yeah. I got to walk the show floor and do all the people watching, play some board games, which is fun. There's so much to do, and even just inside the show floor is crazy. But then outside, like, there's so much to do outside that you don't even need a badge for. There's like so many different things that are all free, and all the shit that people are giving away. It's nuts. It's so crowded and so full of people. But some of the coolest things I did were honestly the stuff I did that wasn't Comic-Con. It was actually after Comic-Con shut down, and the fun I had afterwards. Like Thursday night after everything shut down, the Nerdist had a party in the area where they were doing their Petco Parts stuff, but it wasn't an open party. It was a very closed party that we weren't entirely sure we were going to get into. Even though we worked the booth, the guy who runs our theater was like, I don't know if I can actually get any of you into this party. But then one of the nice ladies who worked there was like, just kind of show up a little early before the party, and I'll try and get you guys in. And we showed up, and there were 7 of us. And that's a lot of people to get into a party that they only wanted to let one of us into, which she was nice enough to let us in. And it was great. There was like a great DJ playing music and dancing and an open bar, and everything was great. And like we got in, and we're like, oh man, we got in. This is amazing. We didn't think we would. And then we know, like, everyone's dressed real nice, and I felt kind of weird because I didn't have time to change and stuff, so I was wearing a t-shirt. But there were other people just wearing a t-shirt, and I was like, it's fine. We kind of belong here, I guess. Then I saw fucking Joss Whedon walking by, and I was like, oh, god damn it. I don't think we belong here. But then we just kind of went with it, and we had a lot of fun. We were like dancing and just hanging out. And then the next day, we, like, me and a couple of buddies, we, after the convention, just started doing stuff. We went to just a bar to get drinks, and then there was like this Ghostbusters theme event, like this bar. It was like all Ghostbusters, and they were giving away stuff, and we went there, and then we went to another bar. We like bar hopping till the bars closed, which is something I've never done before, and that was crazy fun. And then Saturday, we were supposed to, like, everyone went to the Geek and Sundry party because it was open to everyone except me, because I hadn't really eaten that day and I was angry at everybody, so I just went back to the hotel room and slept. But yeah, it was just fun. It was like crazy fun nights, which I've never really done crazy fun nights. And then weird celebrity parties. But I wanted to bring up, because I know we're going to talk about this kind of stuff later. I wanted to also bring up so seeing like Joss Whedon and Adam Savage from MythBusters and like Max Landis, the writer, at this Nerdist party was like, this is the most Hollywood thing I've ever done. Until last night. You see, I have an improv team of people I really love. We're all like really, I don't know why normally this doesn't happen, but we were put on a team together. We didn't really know each other, and we all just fucking love each other, and we mesh so well. And last night, we do a hangout once a month. Last night we went to this place called Soho House, which I didn't know anything about, but apparently it's like a couple of restaurants in this office building. Like, it's like on a couple of floors, and it's like a few different like restaurants within a restaurant, and it's a membership only kind of thing. And one of our people's on my improv team had a membership, and she was like, been talking about, we should do this. It's a kind of a fancier dinner, it's not gonna be too expensive, blah blah. And we're like, yeah, let's do it. So we did that last night. So I get a ride there from one of my members, and we go to the parking structure. It's valet only, which is weird. I was like, this is actually must be a nice kind of place. So we valet, and we meet up in the lobby, and we're saying hi to everybody. And then I see Nathan Fillion leaving, and I'm like, oh wow, like that happens in Los Angeles. You'll see a celebrity. I was like, wow, that's awesome. Like, I saw a celebrity tonight. That'll be the one celebrity I see. Then, as we're not 30 seconds later, Anthony Anderson from Blackish walks in. I'm like, okay, that's a little weird. Then the woman who was one of the wives from Big Love is leaving. I'm like, okay, this is kind of... And then as we're eating, I didn't see him, and wouldn't recognize him if I did. One of the members of One Direction was in the restaurant with us. I'm like, what the fuck? And then after dinner... we go upstairs to like the bar area to have, we have some drinks and some cookies. Fucking 50 Cent walks in, and I'm
no
like,
way!
Yes, seriously, fucking seriously. And
I didn't think he had any money.
Yeah, he had enough to
he was
go to
the
Soho.
wait staff, actually.
Yeah, he had enough to go to Soho House, and then then at that, and it's like, what? This is fucking nuts. What is this place? This is a Tuesday night, by the way. Tuesday night. It's not like Saturday or Friday. It's Tuesday. And then as we're like leaving, we're getting our cars from the valet, and I realize I am standing next to. I'm terrible with her name, but let me pull up. I'm standing right next to Alex Kingston, who plays River Song on Doctor Who. I'm like, holy fuck! I'm standing next to River goddamn Song, and then like 3 people like turned to me and like, that's fucking River Song, and like we saw 50 Cent, but we're all like, fucking River Song's right there, and like, I should have realized that this was a place, because when we were eating and we were like talking to our waiter, and it's like, can we get a picture of all of us? Because we like to take a picture of all of us having our fancy dinner, and they were like, oh no, you can't take pictures here, but there's a photo booth upstairs. I'm like, that's weird. And then we realized, oh, because celebrities are here all the fucking time. That's like 8 celebrities we saw tonight, and it's Tuesday.
That's probably why they go there. So because it's probably so hard to find places where you're not getting constantly bombarded with that stuff.
Yeah.
So
celebrities are people too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes sense because it's a membership only place. It's like kind of out of the way. You can't. I mean, it's inside this like very nondescript office building. The inside of this place is so fucking crazy and awesome.
I'm looking at pictures of it. It's pretty decadent.
Yeah, it's
modern,
so crazy.
really
like
cool.
Yeah, and like there's like 3 or 4 different restaurants there of varying expense levels. We went and ate at the Mediterranean place, which is the fairly cheaper end of it. But like it's membership only. You can't take pictures. It's like a crazy place, and it's like
just to put it out there, there's these Soho houses all over the place in Hollywood or West Hollywood, Miami, Berlin, Toronto, New York. And membership fees vary, but they start around $2,000 plus a $300 registration fee. Just if you're gonna go there, you got to pay that much right up front. So this is a classy joint that you're in, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like
that's the thing.
We were immediately like when we were there, we were immediately like, we don't belong here. Like this is great. And then we saw Anthony Anderson, 50 Cent, and River goddamn Song, and we're like, holy fuck, what is this place?
When you wrote here in the show notes the most LA dinner ever, I was skeptical. I'm like, okay, what did Eric go to In-N-Out or something, and then saw one celebrity on the street on a unicycle?
Because that happens. That happens. Like you go to fucking like, oh shit, I'm buying socks at Target, and there's fucking I don't know, Michael Chiklis, I don't know, whatever, buying underwear. Who gives a shit? But you don't see like.
Did you actually see Chiklis buying underwear? Okay.
I've never seen Michael Chiklis at Target buying underwear. That was an example. I'm sure he gets Amazon to deliver that shit. Why would he leave the house? I wouldn't if I were Michael Chiklis. I would just prime that shit.
Like you do.
Yeah. But like I see that, like I'll be like in nicer areas, like near UCB Franklin's, kind of a nicer area, like some really nice restaurants and that's sort of a nicer area, and I will see just celebrities walking that area, and if you're walking around some of the areas of Los Feliz, obviously you'll see them, and apparently if you're in like this area, which is like West Hollywood bordering on Beverly Hills area, then yeah.
You see a lot of that's great. Wow, so was these last 2 weeks, because you weren't on the show last week, probably pretty good in your scale here?
I'm saying I'm having some good weeks. It's all down here from here.
Well, I mean, you peak. Everybody knows there's a peak, and then you gently go down and
well, I mean, I didn't get to see fucking Star Trek today because of this show.
Oh.
I was going to go see a drive-in movie theater double feature of Ghostbusters, and then it was going to be Star Trek afterwards, but I can't because of the show.
Yeah.
I was going to eat dinner, but then
Ghostbusters is amazing. I hear great things about Star Trek. I wouldn't know because I didn't get to see it.
Holy shit, hold up. You just say it was amazing?
If we just get the
I loved it.
And Ike would be all set.
I fucking loved Ghostbusters.
So I've heard before the movie came out, everybody was bitching about it, like, oh, it's girls and it's not the same and everything. But it turns out that everybody I've talked to who has been around it has enjoyed it. So,
yeah, I mean,
Are you telling me that the internet was wrong?
I was never one of those, this is going to suck because it's got women. I was just like, I don't like any of these trailers. The trailers don't interest me. I love the Ghostbusters, and I love the everyone involved with it. I love the actors. I love the director. I love the writer. I love the Ghostbusters, so I'm hoping this is good. The trailers really just underwhelms me. But I love this movie.
I trust Comic Book Girl 19 in her judgments, and she came out saying she watched a pre-release of the movie, and she said it was not that enjoyable, and it was just kind of rehashed jokes, and it wasn't something that was that interesting as a movie, and people will watch it and they'll enjoy it, but it's not pushing the Ghostbusters franchise in any extra direction, and it doesn't matter if it was girls or guys. I'm totally paraphrasing here, but. And that's kind of where I left it. I'm like, well, I definitely trust her. I've been watching her for years. Then that just must be the truth.
I've watched some of Comic Girl 19, and I remember I forget what the movie was, but there was a movie that came out. I think it was Iron Man 3. I walked away from Iron Man 3 really liking it, and then I saw her review of Iron Man 3, and I was like, I don't agree with this. We have different opinions on movies, so I just was like, I'm not gonna listen to her opinion because we clearly want different things from movies.
It's totally interesting when you find somebody you click with, because the same thing happens in the car community too. It's, oh, this guy thinks the same way that I do, so I can trust his reviews. Or same thing with movies. It's funny how you kind of connect with the media and people around you, and then you're just in this big echo chamber of people who agree with you. So it's really nice to hear other people's thoughts on it. So it's worth seeing.
Yeah, I loved it. Like, I honestly, there's a bit at the end with Kate McKinnon that almost made me cry. Like, what? I fucking loved it. I thought, like, Kate McKinnon is my wallpaper right now because I'm obsessed with her and her character in the Ghostbusters movie.
Like, have you? So you didn't get to see it yet?
I want to see the Ghostbusters. I haven't heard awesome things about it, but I wouldn't mind checking it out.
Well, I guess I'll have to add that to the list. Don't worry, I won't see it without you, Blazers 33X. We're gonna go see it together. Anyway, shout out to everybody in the live chat room right now. Because thanks for being there and adding. Oh, and this is from Blazers33X in the chat room. He says, "I trust Eric's review," so that's good. You have merit with some people, Eric. What a way to go!
It reminded me a lot of. I was thinking about this afterwards. It reminded me a lot of Jurassic World and Force Awakens in that, like. Not in the same way, but Jurassic World and Force Awakens are basically reboots that very much rehash the story of their like just rehashing of the Jurassic World is clearly a remake of Jurassic Park,
yeah.
And it doesn't do it justice. Force Awakens is a remake of A New Hope, and it does it pretty well. I have issues with it, but it does it pretty well. And Ghostbusters is clearly a remake of the original Ghostbusters, but I feel like it handles it better. It doesn't exactly follow everything. It follows the formula. It doesn't hit every beat. I felt like it did a great job of differentiating itself enough from that, more so than like Jurassic World and Force Awakens. And I was really excited. I thought that everyone's performances were solid. It was and Kate McKinnon is the greatest and can do everything.
With that being said, I would like to promote.
But also, yeah, with that being said, they're women and it's garbage and you should never watch it.
No, okay, yeah, there. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, I can finally go into the ad read for Alpha Geek Radio. Go check out Alpha Geek Radio. They have a bunch of good shows. In fact, if you go to the site right now, you'll see that Just Cool Enough is live, and they're a great show, right? Anyway,
What's Just Cool Enough?
It's not. Don't worry about it, Ike. I'll tell you about it after the show. One thing you should know is there is a new mobile player that allows you to interact in the chat room. So if you are on the go and can't make it to the live show, if you go to justcoolenough.com/live, you actually get the Alpha Geek Media chat room, and you can be part of the show even on your phone. So go check that out. I'm watching stuff right now. People are playing Hearthstone, but don't watch that. Keep watching this show live. If you're in the chat room, definitely don't go there. But there are so many good shows, and they've really branched out with lots of different nerd geek culture. Check it out, Alpha Geek Radio. We want to thank Todd over there. Also, if you want to start your own podcast, you can in under 5 minutes for free with ShoutEngine.com. Go to ShoutEngine.com. That's who we use. And full disclosure, I'm part of ShoutEngine.com. In fact, I own a little part of it. So
yeah, don't be like that Counter-Strike Go guy.
Yeah, Counter-Strike Go. Wait, what happened with Counter-Strike Go guy?
There's this whole thing where this guy was like into like the competitive Counter-Strike Go stuff, but he also happened to be the owner or co-owner of this whole shady like Counter-Strike Go betting thing that Steam just shut down, and he like never told anyone, and then like put out like a really shitty apology video where he's like, I'm sorry that you didn't know I was part of this, blah blah blah, and then took it down. And just blah, blah, blah.
So a fake apology, like, hey, thanks for all your money.
It's one of those things it's only an issue to like 17 people on the internet, but it's a real big issue to them, and none of us know about it except for like one guy wrote an article about it and then it exploded, so now we all know about it. But it's like I wasn't aware this was an issue, and now it's not an issue anymore, but I'm fascinated by it.
Full disclosure, I use Shout Engine, and I also help make Shout Engine. There. Is that better?
Not only are you the president, but you're also a member?
Yeah, exactly. I didn't have to pay $2,000 plus a $300 application fee or anything like that either. Yeah. I've paid much more in time. Anyway, go check out ShoutEngine.com. Get your podcast started today. In fact, if you start a podcast at ShoutEngine.com, give me a message. I wouldn't mind listening to it. I want to check it out. I mean, I'm on the site.
I would.
So, guys, the whole main topic of this week's show, we wanted to talk about cons. Big time.
Like pros and cons or
pros
Congress?
Cons. It's the pros and cons of cons. Yes, we're going to talk about Star Trek Wrath of Khan. The pros and cons of Khan. No, the conventions. It's abbreviated as cons. You may have heard of this. There's so many good parts and so many bad parts to conventions, and I wanted to discuss them ad nauseum with you guys, because you guys, being the other host of the show, actually thought of this, and I'm talking about it now. Best part about being at a con. We'll start with you, Ike, since you've been pretty quiet this show.
Did you say best part?
The best part. What is one of the best parts of being at a convention?
I mean, I think one of the best parts of a convention is that you're with a group of people that share a similar interest with you. So it reminds me of Pokemon Go in just the sense that, like, you can walk up to a complete stranger if you wanted to and have a conversation with them about something that you both share an interest in, and it's not going to be completely and utterly, like, weird, or it's not like they're not going to know what you're talking about.
Well, what makes it different than a cult? It sounds really cultish.
It kind of does. Maybe it isn't different than a cult.
I do like.
Well, it's not a. At least it's not like Hare Krishna, which is not a cult.
I'm a cult. What?
Did you ask him? Is this some sort of weird cult? Or
no, because I know it's a weird cult.
I'm interested. Can you send me a copy of that book?
Now you can probably find a free copy. They'll probably send you one.
Why give him $5 though? I just don't understand that.
Because I had cash.
So you paid him to go.
But I noticed
to a religion and paid him to go away.
Yeah.
I don't like giving money to things that I do like, let alone.
We've covered this before. I don't know how money works.
Touche. Eric,
although I did find it fascinating that when he was holding a cell phone that had one of those squares on it, so he probably would have taken credit card.
Yeah, I'm waiting. So my go-to excuse when walking, but this is a total aside, my go-to excuse when walking by homeless people and bums and things like that, because I don't give money to them after bad experiences, is I only have a card on me. I don't have any change or money, so sorry, gotta go. And I'm waiting for the day where one guy pulls out some square.
Well, I got a square.
Yeah, he's like, well, actually, I got the square thing, so you can actually donate right now. I gotta whip out my...
The last $50 I earned, I used to get a square.
The only issue is they can't, like, that's I don't know what how the process of getting that money and how quickly that takes, but they want your $3 so they can buy whatever rot gut that they can get at 7-Eleven or whatever. So I don't know how long it takes that $3 to get into their account, but they would also need a physical card in order to make that transaction. And,
well, they could do that. It doesn't take much to do that.
Also, I mean, I had if I had got $1, I was like, what the fuck am I gonna use $1 for?
If I'm homeless for whatever reason, I'll find a way to get $50, get the Square thing, I'll print out some resumes and be like, hey, I'm super homeless and poor right now, can you give me some money? And then whip out a phone. I'll use Ting because it's really inexpensive, and yeah, see, I got this all figured out already. This is a great idea. Anyway, about conventions. Eric, what's your favorite thing? Favorite thing about going to a convention? Ike's is the people,
the community,
the
cult,
the cult.
Yeah, the conglomerate, whatever the thought. I don't know. I was trying to think of some. I would say one of my favorite things is it's an open environment to express your passion for something. It's similar to his, but it's like everybody is the same. It's pretty similar to community, but it's just you're free to let your weird geek thing fly, and it's not.
Flag.
Yeah, you can let your freak flag fly. I was at a bar where a full-grown man, several full-grown men dressed in Ghostbusters outfits with proton packs on, were giving away toys to a crowd of very amenable drunk people. Amenable drunk people who were all for it. Although it was funny because one of the guys I was with, Omar, was very angry because it seemed like every time they were giving away, the guy was just giving it away to whichever pretty girl he could find, and not the people who actually knew Ghostbusters trivia. I was like, hey man, Omar, just let this is his one thing. He's running a Ghostbusters event, and he's got toys to give, and he's giving them to cute girls in the hopes that they will sleep with him. That's his one thing. That's his thing, man.
Can you imagine if that move pulls off?
Yeah,
that would be a miracle. That would be a miracle. Hey, and if
that's when you get a threesome, and then you yell things like "Don't cross the stream."
I know. Yeah. There's so many different ways. What's the thing that sucks up the ghosts that they kick out?
The trap.
Yeah, the trap. You could put the girls in the trap. Oh, now that sounds weird. They walk up to the bar, they're like, 4 ecto coolers on the racks.
That ecto cooler was a drink. It was a drink that they had that night.
Yeah, see, wow, it sounds delicious. Actually, I have one of those on my list too, and it is new people. Also alluding to the community, the people you meet at these conventions. And I'm not just talking Comic-Con as a convention. I'm talking about, I've been to industrial automation conventions, auto shows, which I'm considering conventions. I've been to job fairs that ended up being conventions. And there's just, you end up meeting so many interesting people and connecting with so many interesting people. If you're just willing to get yourself out there just a little bit, and it's so easy because you're surrounded by a bunch of like-minded individuals. So that barrier, it's different than just walking out into the street and asking somebody about Ghostbusters. You know that they have an opinion on it. They're excited to be there. It just, everything clicked socially so much easier with a little bit of alcohol and a lot of convention.
Mm-hmm.
So that's on my list too, guys. We're in sync. This is great. So experiences together. I'm gonna take the next one here, but I'm gonna go the other way with it. One of the worst things at the convention also happens to be the people at the convention.
I will say, yeah, Comic-Con has I think BlizzCon really spoils us because Blizzard cuts that off at 25,000 people. It could fit way more people into BlizzCon if it wanted to. It just chooses not to because it wants a convention where people can walk around and you can see and do anything you want. You can go to any panel at any time, so that it's a very reasonable. It sucks for getting tickets, but it makes the experience there really great. Comic-Con does not have that scruple. It is unbearably crowded, especially, and I didn't think about this until it happened, Saturday, because Wednesday was preview night, and I couldn't get in Wednesday night. Thursday and Friday, I could get in and walk around, and it was crowded and stuff. But Saturday, that's when it got nuts. Like, that was when, like, the convention floor was just unwalkable. All the free shit outside went from being 45 minutes to 2 hours. You know, at the minimum. Like, everything was nuts. It's so crazy. Like, the idea, it's like, hey, I want to watch that Marvel panel. Oh, did you get in line last week? No? Then fuck you.
Well, that, like, do you have do you have anything to add to this?
Would this be chalked up to the worst? I got a little confused. I know we were
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about the best, so the worst would be. I would have to agree completely. I mean, I got into Anime Boston and just had piles and like piles of people crammed into that to the point that like so they won't let people back in for a while or at all, and people get upset and like you're
Like,
pretty much fornicating with the person next to you, not by choice, but it's like dry humping everyone because they're kind of packed in.
Well,
It's Saturday. You're starving. You didn't really eat breakfast, and
You're
all you want is one of those goddamn pizza pretzels that Auntie Anne sells, and they're out of. And then you get there, and you're in line, and they're like, "We're out of pretzels. Not just pizza pretzels, but pretzels." And you're
how
like,
is that possible?
Or the one at the Boston, at Anime Boston, they used to have this awesome food court, so you just go out because it's in kind of a mall area. But they closed the food court for renovations, and they did away with it. So the only choice is a line that is like 4 hours long for a hot dog that costs $12 and a soda that costs $8. And you're just like, well, I'm going to have to mortgage my house and sell the soul of my first child to afford any food at this convention.
That's con food. That's a slightly different thing than overcrowding. But like, there's one thing that's unique to maybe not unique to Comic-Con. I don't know. I haven't experienced it as much. But fucking preview night, I didn't get in, but my friends Kyle and Eric did, and they were telling me like because we got into San Diego around 6, and then we checked in our hotel and blah blah blah. So we didn't get to preview night till like almost 8, and it closed at 9. But there were people who their sole purpose is there's like an exclusive toy that's bullshit. No one gives a shit about. But that's their thing. They get there on preview night. They spend hundreds of dollars for a preview night ticket, which means they bought the full 4-night plus preview night, which is like the most is like $250 maybe. I don't know, maybe more. And they get there. And they go to like the one booth that's selling the one thing that they have, and they literally buy hundreds of them. Like I've seen people carrying like with carts full of the same thing. Like they buy dozens of duplicates
sell that shit
so they can eBay it later, whatever the fuck. Like I saw people on Wednesday night with carts of boxes that I thought were just delivery men until I realized they were convention goers who were just buying that many versions of. They're like, give me 27 of your whatever fucking My Little Pony that had half its face burnt off because it's a thing of a. It's like it's a Game of Thrones My Little Pony mashup thing, like just that's only here, or like the Conan O'Brien Ghostbuster Funko Pop because it's only here and I'm gonna sell it on, and it's $37, but I'm gonna sell it on eBay for $200, and
I totally experienced that too. There was at CES 2015. I was there, and Ford was there, and they ended up having a giveaway. They released a new Mustang that year. They had a giveaway of these Mustang pins from around the world. It was a global launch. First time the Mustang was like a global car. Well, not the first time, but anyway, so I went around and I collected these stamps, and at every station they gave me a little Mustang pin. So I got the 10-pin set of the Mustang emblem with a flag of each country embedded in it. So there's an Italy one, a Germany one, an American one, a UK one, and all this stuff. And I come to find out that people are doing this and then selling them on eBay for $150. They're like, CES 2015 Mustang set for $150. I have these sitting at my desk at work. I'm wondering, maybe I should get rid of these things. Am I ever going to buy a Mustang?
That makes me want to go on eBay right now and see how much I could get for the pin you got from the Nerdist for winning laser tag and getting a hole or getting a shot through the archery thing. Because I got those.
You get a Ranger pin?
Yeah, it says Ranger because the laser tag one was just somebody else won it, and it was like one of my buddies was like, I don't want this. I was like, sure, I'll take it. I just threw it, and now it's gone forever. The Ranger one is though I did the archery, and I fucking nailed it because we realized because they had this archery thing and these big, like, to shoot an arrow through these holes, and there were 3 different sets of holes that like got smaller, and the smallest being on the ground. But it doesn't matter which hole you got it through. So it's like, oh, then why the fuck am I gonna aim for the smaller ones? I'm gonna aim at the biggest one. You only get 2 shots, and I fucking nailed it on the second shot and got a pin. I wonder how much I can actually get for that.
That's pretty good. But that's the kind of insane part. So, and also this happens. One of my favorite things about going to any convention is press passes. If you can get a press pass, or be on the inside somehow, an industry day or whatever, the world is your oyster, because then you get access to all these fun little giveaways and free food and all these excellent things that the public, the unwashed masses, don't get access to. Plenty of time to play the games or experience the thing. So the press pass and those giveaways, they turn into big eBay fodder. But I can't go to auto shows anymore without having a press pass because I've been pampered now. Or even
this pin right here that one gets for completing all of the challenges at the Nerdist Camp Carnival event, which they had so many they put on our table so people could take, is currently $5 on eBay.
That's what I'm saying. There is money to be made just going to a con and picking up
a Nerdist 2016 lanyard is $5. Like what the fuck? Why would
I don't know. I don't get it. It's maybe somebody wants to fake like, yeah, I totally went to Comic-Con. And like, Ted, just stop it. We know you were here the whole week. And he's like, no, I really did it. I really went to Comic-Con. Shut up, Ted. Ted's always lying about going to conventions.
People love swag.
But no, if it's free swag, it's something different than paid for swag.
Yeah.
I guess if it's really cool, I don't know. Some of these pins.
People love swag, but yeah, the toys. I like. If you're like so many fucking man babies love being toy collectors, so that's a thing.
Hey,
let's move.
I resemble that remark.
I mentioned that. I mentioned that at some point. Someone was like, "I don't get Funko Pops." I was like, "Oh yeah, I know. My fucking friend Ike, like he's."
Can I address that you just referred to me as your friend?
That's a huge step! Eric's heart grew 3 sizes that day.
I didn't mean friend. Go fuck yourselves.
You notice I said it about him and not you. Okay. Next bad thing, and I'll steal this from you because you mentioned it. Food prices. It's nuts. It's ridiculous. Like how crazy
$5 for a small cup of water.
$4.50 for a small bottle of water, and then like $8 for like a slice of pizza or whatever, and then in San Diego you're in the Gaslamp district, so there's all these really great restaurants, but they're all kind of expensive, so it's kind of hard to find cheap food in San Diego during Comic-Con. You have to kind of like I managed to find a few places, but it is kind of it's not like a convenience store where you can buy a Cliff Bar anywhere. Like it's really hard to find. It's a really precarious place to put a convention center if you don't want to spend a lot of money.
The price gouging's outrageous, and I can't stand the one thing. I'll pay $8 for a slice of pizza if it's good pizza. I'm not.
Why? They're going to bring in the shittiest pizza.
Right. It's just,
they know you're going to pay for it because you don't have a choice or you starve.
I try to plan ahead. One, because I'm a fat guy, but 2, because I take my food. Obviously, I take my food really seriously, but I don't want to get gouged. I hate feeling like I'm paying for something that isn't worth the money. I don't mind paying for something if it's worth it. And if it gives me some sort of sense of value. But when you just feel like you're getting fucked in the butt by food, that's just not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling for anyone. And especially, this pisses me off.
I don't know. Some people are really into getting fucked in the butt by food. I mean, that's I don't want to.
It's 2016. Maybe people are into that. I don't want to.
People have been into that for a while. You don't have to be weird to be
like
into
a blow pop or something. Like what?
Yeah. I would just say
ways you can go with this.
I mean, I would just watch your phrasing, man. Like, I mean, don't you? We're very open, non-judgmental podcast. If you want to fuck your butt with some food, man, that's your thing. You ain't hurting nobody. You're certainly not hurting.
Do you? You do you.
TempleCon? TempleCon, it's a little like steampunk convention. Not a big deal when it comes to food. Yeah, it's a little bit of price gouging, but you can get it. Gone to what is it, BlizzCon? Price gouging a little bit because it's con. That's fine. I'll pay for it. Whatever. And Anime Boston, and Eric kind of brought this up when it had to do with crowd control. Not only are you waiting in line for something you have to give your left kidney for, but then by the time you get to the front, there might not be anything left. So not only have you waited an hour and a half to get the food that you don't want to pay for because it's shit, then you get up there to find out that you've been standing in a line for an hour and a half to get a bag of chips that maybe somebody else opened and somebody else licked.
Yeah,
I don't know.
A friend of mine was like, I didn't, like, one of the days, because I wasn't working that day, I didn't have access to a pass, and a friend of mine was like, I'm just going to run in the convention real quick and say hi to a friend who's an artist at Artist Alley. I was like, yeah, okay. And it's like, it'll take 15 minutes. I'm like, perfect. I'll just wait outside. I met a nice monk from who gave me this book. It was
Krishna?
Yeah, the Hare Krishna monk. It was fine. But then she was like, it's like, oh, would you like a bottle of water? I was like, yeah, sure. I was like, text her back, yeah, sure. And then it took a long while. She was like, it was 3 times longer to get a bottle of water than it was to get in line to see her friend at Artist Alley.
And that is the bullshit that I hate. When you have to pay an exorbitant amount for fucking water. For water?
It wasn't just that it was expensive, it was just that it took longer to buy water than to talk to a comic book artist. A person who has literally done artwork for comics like Spider-Man and
Brady in the chat room says, by the way, you can go to the chat room by going to justcoolenough.com/live. It's simple and easy to use. Go be with Brady here in the chat. He says at the anime convention over in Pittsburgh, a burger and fries ran him $18. That's ridiculous. So this is what I was going to say. I have to portion out. I get hangry. I'm already on the verge of being angry pretty much all the time, right? So
yeah.
if I'm at a convention and I'm around this actually is one of the things I hate, all the smelly people that are at a convention, and then I'm starting to get hungry and I'm paying $18 for a burger and fries, and there aren't like the healthy options.
That's how
there.
it was. That's how it was
man.
Saturday night. I had like barely eaten. I was like hanging out with friends, and at first I was being just like kind of a fun dick, and they were like, "Man, you're kind of mean," and blah blah blah. And then I just realized I was just being an asshole to people. I was like, "Oh, because all I've had was an $8 pretzel and a Cliff Bar." And it's 11 o'clock at night.
Oh yeah, that's a bad time. I come prepared. I have a granola bar or a Cliff Bar or an emergency kind bar ready to go.
I should have been like you and my buddy Omar, who had like a trunk full of like granola bars and beef jerky.
Yeah, dude, some beef jerky. Start the morning off right. Have your string cheese because it'll still be cold, and also some beef jerky. That'll get you through a lot of the day right there. Then around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, you get your kind bar. And then 2:30, 3 o'clock rolls around. Then you eat your Cliff Bar, and then you'll have time for dinner eventually. So that'll get you through the day. I've done it multiple times at multiple shows. A nice little trick also: if you're hungry, drink a lot of water. Try to ask for a cup. I know you look like a dick. I know you look like you look like a poor bastard when you like go to a place and you ask for a cup. But damn it, that's my $5.
They have to give it to you. They can't deny it. And
No,
that's one thing.
That's a legal thing.
Yeah, in California at least, they can't deny you water. One of the things that pissed me off, though, is the Nerdist thing was at Petco Park, which is a baseball stadium, and even though it was just a fucking, like, a tiny little section in the stadium, like, you still had to go through stadium security and, like, get your bags checked and go through a metal detector, and they made you dump out water, like if you had an open container. So, like...
You guys were in a drought!
I would have been, yeah.
You're in a fucking drought!
Yeah, it was bullshit. They didn't make you do that in the convention center. Just the only place was Petco Park because it's a baseball stadium, and they kept all the normal security that you would go through in a baseball stadium. So you had to dump that shit out.
Like, listen, this is my drinking water. I showered with it this morning. I have to drink it later. Like I've been trying to conserve this water. We're in a drought. Please let me keep
chug it or dump it.
They basically should just funnel it into another cup that's branded for their shit, and then make you pay $5 for it. That's the only thing that would be more insulting than dumping out the water you're bringing.
And then like apparently I nobody told me this, but like I was like, by the second or third day, I was like, fuck it, and just brought my empty water bottle and filled it at one of the drinking fountains. But apparently, you're not supposed to do that. Like, they don't want you to do that. And I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah,
like if somebody told me, oh, you can't do that, I'd be like, the fuck I can't. Yes, I can. Watch me.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Over my dead body, literally, maybe. I need to drink this water. Are you kidding? Brady in the chat room wants to. I have to do a little retcon in here because I slandered him. He didn't actually pay $18 for a burger and fries. He's not crazy. He went to a real restaurant and paid $18 for a different kind of meal that wasn't burgers and fries.
No, but I paid $18 for that kind of shit.
Yeah, at a restaurant. That's fucking. I paid $30 for a falafel wrap and some bread last night.
Yeah, I know how that is. Yeah. Been there, done that. Anyway, guys, have you looked? We're a minute over right now. We need to start wrapping this up.
Yeah.
We haven't even gone through the whole list here.
We'll get the Confunk. That was a thing, like, it happened at BlizzCon all the time, and I thought it was a BlizzCon thing because, you know, people who play World of Warcraft or a certain thing, and I went to Kamikaze once and I didn't really notice it. It's all over fucking Comic-Con. It was like Thursday, first official day, and I'm like already like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like,
But on the third day, you can be like, fuck it, I'm not taking a shower because who's going to notice?
Yeah.
No, that is not the way to. You're part of the problem if that's the way.
I wouldn't do it, but I was like, who would notice? Like,
hey, wait! I don't even think that way. I'm thought policing you.
I didn't think that way. I didn't think that way, but I understand his logic because it's awful. It's like it's not as bad as it was in BlizzCon, but it's like you're so, especially in Comic-Con, you're so crammed in with people. It's like hard to miss. Like, you know, BlizzCon, you got room to move around people, and you still smell it. Whereas this, you're in such like tight quarters with people.
Just to describe a little bit, I jumped into a friend's car who had an old hockey bag laying there after he just got done with practice, and for whatever reason, it smelled exactly like BlizzCon. And
PTSD on BlizzCon.
Right. Like, I smelled it, and it brought a sensation of happy memories. You know how a smell can harken memories into your mind. So that actually happened to me, where like, oh, your dirty hockey equipment just totally brought me back. That was fun. And I'm like, this is disgusting. I'm leaving. I don't need a ride. Actually, I'll just figure out a different way home because it was so bad.
But it's the one. It's the people that don't wear deodorant that I haven't figured out yet. Like, yeah, there's a bit of a funk, but why? What about the people like stand really close to you? Like, you are not wearing any deodorant. I don't know if you forgot to put it on, but it's like,
well, I know a person who is allergic to deodorant, and I actively go out of my way to avoid them. So,
well, I actively go out of my way to end this show by plugging each other.
All right.
My plug for this week, I can't think of anything. You can follow me on Instagram at mostly shit if you want to see a picture of me at Comic-Con.
Yes.
Or lots of pictures, right? Aren't there several?
Well, there's
they're mostly shit, but I mean, I thought there were a few of them.
There's two. There's like 3 or 4 pictures, and then like a collage of other people's pictures of me.
My plug for this week is, I don't know if I plugged this last week or not, but I figure I'll put it out there. It's PidgeyCalc. So
yes.
So PidgeyCalc.com is a site that helps you calculate the maximum amount of XP for the Pokemon you are evolving. It started with just Pidgeys, and they added Weedles and Rattatas and all this stuff. So go check it out, PidgeyCalc.com, for all you Pokemon Go players out there. It will make your life more efficient, and efficiency is excellent. Ike, what's your plug?
I'm gonna stick in with the theme. I'm gonna go, it's Pogo Toolkit, P-O-G-O Toolkit.com. It is a evolution CP counter. So if you go and plug in what it is that you're trying to evolve, like Pidgey, and then you plug in the CP of that Pidgey, it gives you a range of what your Pidgey might end up between. Ooh, or if it has multiple evolutions, it'll say, oh, your Pidgey will evolve to a Pidgeotto this way, and then a Pidgeot this way, or whatever. I said them backwards, but it gives you an idea that if you didn't Aghanim or Dust, it would give you all the way down the evolutions as well, so it's kind of cool.
Great. By the way, pro tip, if you're going to evolve something to fight with, make sure you can get to the last evolution of it. So never go Pidgey to Pidgeotto. Make sure you can get the Pidgeot. So, guys, thanks everybody for listening. It has been an excellent show. Thank you to everyone in the live chat room. You guys are awesome. My mom.
Don't forget, share out our stuff on Facebook so you can be entered in for some codes for games.
Possibly awesome Steam key giveaway. All you need to do is share a show. Currently, the person that is winning this week is Eric, who hosted the show last week, because he shared a post about Burnout that I
Well,
posted.
if you like him so much, why don't you marry him? And you know what? Fuck off, Joe.
Oh, God, we really got to go. We got to leave. Goodbye. Actually, I will fuck off. Goodbye.